All right, everyone, welcome back to our gaming challenge week 3. We had a pretty good week last week, 10-6 with plus 3.62 units. We were only 2-1 on the touchdown parlay, but I ended up having best week I've had in a long time, 5-0. Jamie was 3-3, Stone was 2-3. So if you rolled with us last week, we made some money. I'll just have my opening remarks to be that Jamie and I are tied for first place with 7 wins. If there was a tiebreaker, then there doesn't have to be. I would be in first place, and it's the first time I've been in first place since season 1, week 3. So now we're in season 3, week 3, and
2 whole years.
I'm trying to get that. I got to get that back. So with that, Jamie, he's tied for first as well. I'll get passed over to him for his opening remarks.
So I just want to speak to our listeners is that we're going along, but from my side personally, my wins are with the game picks, and personally, I feel like that's unsustainable. So I need to get on these player picks because the NFL is a wild league. Anyone can win at any time. That's what makes it great. Player picks are more consistent, so I need to get on that.
Yeah, I
Don't you have
mean,
any opening remarks?
my only yeah, my only wins have been in the game picks and the touchdown picks. I mean, I'm feeling like Connor out here with my player picks, so I need to turn it around a little bit.
I mean, it could be
Yes,
worse.
we
I picked Derrick Henry and he was not within 80 yards of his pick.
I
So,
mean,
I
at
mean,
least that's
that's
a
that's an all
reasonable pick.
timer.
I
That's a
think I lagged
reasonable
out.
pick though. Like you never expect Derrick Henry to put like 20 yards up.
Yeah, I didn't.
I think I lagged out. That's all right. We'll just keep it rolling. um, so for the game side, it'll be myself this week with 3. Jamie has 4 picks. Stone has 2 picks, and then for the player side, it's myself with 3, Jamie with 2, Stone with 2. And so let's get moved over here to week 3. Um, I'm going to take one that I don't think anyone would snipe, but I just think it's a funny one to take.
All
And
right.
I am going to take the backup bowl, is what I'm calling it. I'm going to take Cincinnati and Minnesota over 41.5. That is minus 115. I thought Jake Browning didn't look too bad. I thought actually feel like Minnesota, it might sound crazy, but Carson Wentz is terrible, but maybe he could throw a little bit better than McCarthy's been looking. McCarthy's had one good quarter out of 8, and 41.5 is the lowest total of the week. And so just trying to hang out there at 21-21 tie and move it forward on that pick.
Yeah, just a little word of advice.
Mm-hmm.
Take the picks that you think are going to be sniped first. Stone, did you have this one on your board?
No, nope.
Nobody has this one.
Yeah.
Love it. That's my favorite one. That's my number
Well, I
one.
mean, the Bengals defense sucks, so like maybe
Know
Yep.
that.
something happens.
This
Yep.
pod has
And
known and relied on the Bengals defense sucking. So,
Wentz sucks. There's a pick six lurking out there somewhere for somebody. There's some crazy shit that could happen. This goes over 41.5 easy.
as for the shuffle, little hint right there.
All right.
um,
Jamie, you're up next.
Yeah, for my first pick, I'm gonna go with Atlanta minus 4.5 versus the Carolina Panthers. That's at minus 115. We all know the Panthers are garbage. Honestly, can't believe it. Arizona let them back in the game last week, or else that game would have been a blowout. The Jacksonville is also not a great team. Beat them by 16 in week 1. So I think Atlanta just can run all over them and seal this one.
Cool. Going back to a team I've picked a lot. Jamie picked them last week, so it's my turn to pick them again. But Chargers minus 2.5 at minus 120. It's technically their home opener, not counting the Brazil game. So I think they're going to come out in a big division game, and I think they can easily win by a field goal.
I did look at this. The Broncos defense scares me a little bit. They've had some injuries though, so I definitely looked at that game. I mean, I love the way Herbert's playing. I feel like they didn't change their offense a lot, but somehow they got better.
Yeah, I think
You know,
Chargers are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. Um,
it might be
Herbert's
just be. Go ahead.
Herbert's been, like you said, Herbert's been crushing it. They got the new rookie running back. Najee's actually looking good too. Keenan Allen's on fire, and their defense is looking pretty scary too.
I can't believe you didn't mention it. The wide receiver that could not catch is catching.
Is
That's the
catching.
biggest
Catching.
hint.
Hmm.
Well, I think like
Big
Quentin
difference.
Johnson.
Keenan Allen is freeing him up a lot, so like he just needs
Oh yeah.
over the top. He's an over the top guy, and that's perfect for him. He's not like the possession guy. You don't want to be throwing to him that many times a game. So like I think he's got his role figured out now, which is crazy.
Yeah, there. I like watching them. So another one I think is -2.5 that I don't think is going to kind of end that way, and that is Washington -2.5 at -120. That was from last night. I could check and make sure that line didn't move. -120 is a little chalky, but
Look, this morning
I
I
think
had to
Washington comes
pull
out
my board.
on a
So
longer week because they had the Thursday night game last week, and then they're playing
Raiders.
so the Raiders, who had the Monday night game, who's on a short week, and they're coming back to the East Coast. I think 2.5 happens. I think we start seeing them run the ball a little bit better, and yeah, I look at one as a playoff team, one is not, and 2.5 at home seems to be pretty reasonable.
You're not scared of Marcus Mariota, even a little bit, because I would be.
I'm not scared of that.
Okay.
If
Did I
anything,
miss
I think
something?
it opens it up a little bit because I mean they could run the triple option with Mariota and have zero fear.
I
We're not running.
personally I think the Chargers are a lot better team than the Commanders, and I think the Chargers fully had that game in hand. Is why the Raiders didn't really have a chance, but they came and looked good against the Patriots in New England. So I think the Raiders are a better team than people think.
Wow, that's crazy. I just want to put for the record, I just want
Put it
everyone to
out there.
know I was busy yesterday traveling. I didn't know until you guys said it that Jaden is out.
No
Oh,
This
way,
pick
and they
why
was
would
a
still.
so,
Why do you think the line
Jaden
is
is
three and
laying
a half, 2.5?
2.5. He's just not feeling good. Pick.
Yeah.
I'm
Okay.
still gonna keep it. I'm
dog?
totally
You're lagging out a little bit. You cut out.
okay with it, but I just found that out for the first time right now. Did
Okay.
That's
anyone hear what I said?
Yeah,
that's
we
an
we
all
heard the
timer.
last part.
We got the gist
Okay.
of it.
Yeah.
Okay, good. That's all. We don't need to talk about it again. Pass it
That's
over to
that's
Jamie.
crazy. You just blindly take that pick.
Wow. I mean, I would say home field and the going cross country are big things. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
keep that going. I hope that they were on my board even with Mariota. They're like my third backup pick, but
I still like it. I'm just that is new. That was breaking news to me. I missed that yesterday at some point, even listening to the radio. All right, go ahead, pass it on.
so for my next pick, I'm gonna go with Tampa Bay -6.5 versus the Jets, and that's at -118. Tampa Bay's been rolling. They beat Atlanta. A couple comeback wins, but I think everyone saw the Jets are terrible. I don't think Tyrod is going to help that offense any. So I think the Tampa Bay's run defense is great. So I mean, that's all on Tyrod to keep this game close. I don't think he can.
Mhm.
All right. Going back to something we brought up on the podcast last year, Lamar Jackson against NFC teams. He seems to dominate them. Always comes out and dominates them. And I think he's going to come out and dominate the Lions at home. I'm going to take the -4.5 at -112. The Ravens, even that week one game against the Bills, we know they can score points. We know their defense is wishy-washy, but I still think Lamar comes out and keeps his NFC streak alive.
Love it. That's got to be the best game of the week for sure.
Yeah, no doubt.
All right. Hopefully I don't lag. I'll go quick. I'll have to redo everything, but I'm going to take kind of work this back in with one of my futures, a team that I think has been playing well at sometimes and not super well, but I would like to see the Arizona Cardinals +2.5 at San Francisco. That's at -115. If they win this, they'd be 3-0. They'd have a division win on the road. I think this this would bode well for their, the future that I have in on them. I'm high on them this year. I think they could score. It almost seemed like they turned off the second half last game when they almost got beat by the Panthers, but I'm not super worried about that. I think they cover. I think maybe they even sprinkle went outright in San Francisco.
Wow. A lot of faith in your Cardinals. I mean,
I'm just gonna lag out the whole time. That's what's gonna happen.
They're 2-0, but they have not looked like a 2-0 team really.
Yeah, they struggled versus the Saints. They played two of the worst teams and barely covered both those games. Actually, I don't even know if they covered last game.
They did not. They missed it by a point.
Yeah, so that's tough. Good luck.
All right, that's the last pick for me. That was the last pick for Stone, and so Jamie has 2 in a row. So go ahead, Jamie.
So I'm gonna go. Stone just talked about it, so I want to go heads up with Stone a little bit, kind of heads up, not really heads up. I'm gonna take the Lions over 23.5 points at minus 122. A little chalky. I feel like that's low. I mean, the game is like 52.5, I think is the over. So,
53.5.
53.5. So that's Ravens 30, Lions 23. I mean, I think they can get 24. Their offense looked really good last week. And the Ravens defense doesn't exactly look like world beaters. Maybe versus the Browns, but this is a good offense. And so for my final pick, I am going to pick a team that did look like a world beater. The Green Bay Packers minus 8.5 at minus 105 versus Cleveland. So, I didn't pick. This is a ton of points. And I didn't pick the Ravens when they played Cleveland. The Ravens covered it. I think Green Bay's defense is significantly better than the Ravens after the first 2 weeks. So if Cleveland's only putting up 16 or 17, I think they're only putting up 10 versus Green Bay. So I can get a 30-10 score. That would do. And the host is having trouble.
You fix that Wi-Fi, bro.
Yeah.
You're back. I can see you.
Yeah, we can see your hand waving.
I don't think you can see us is the problem.
Is it back to me? I can't hear nobody. I got the pick. I didn't hear anything else. I'm frustrated. I think my internet connection's all messed up today. I come back from a trip and it's not good.
Yeah, I think we're good to move on.
All right. Did anybody have anything else? I can't hear anybody.
Nope.
Good.
All right, I'm just gonna put my pick out there, and then you guys can see it on the thing, and then hopefully it just catches up and go from there. Moving over to the player side of things, I'll have 3, Jamie will have 2, Stone will have 2. I'm gonna pick a player who I think kind of breaks out this week. The Cowboys are playing the Bears. I think DJ Moore's line is way too low at 55.5. That's at minus 110. They just gave up 400 yards to Russell Wilson. And we saw the way that they looked week 1 against, the Commanders. And so I think Caleb gets him the ball enough to get 55.5, which is pretty low compared to some of the other guys on the list. So that's going to be my first pick.
I think it's so low because Adunze is the guy on that team now. I think Moore is
he is the guy
quietly going into the background while Adunze is the number 1 on that team.
Yeah, I feel like I wrote down Adunze. I think it was in the high 70s, and I just was like, I'll take 20 less on DJ Moore and hope that he gets 2 or 3 good ones.
I don't dislike it. I mean, he should be, he's got the body. He should be a possession guy, but we'll see. Caleb, we know Caleb sucks. So your problem might not be DJ. It might be Caleb that just sucks. Anyways.
Yeah.
I am going to go with Bijan over 84.5 rushing yards at minus 111. So this goes back to that Atlanta pick. He had 143 rushing yards last week. there's no reason. I mean, they played well last week. There's no reason to do that exact same game script versus a really bad Carolina team.
So I had Bijan's total yards. I feel like that's probably not within the spirit of the podcast to take the over on that now. So I'm gonna have to pivot to my number two pick, which is gonna be Bo Nix over 22.5 rushing yards at minus 110. I think they're gonna be down this game. The Chargers their pass rush is pretty good, and I think he's gonna have to be scrambling a lot and trying to make some plays with his feet.
I like it.
What was the number on that?
It was over 22.5 at minus 110.
Got it. I'm just gonna fade in and out here. It seems. All right. Comes back to me. I'll keep it in the quarterback realm here, and there's one quarterback who they have to win. He's leading his team in rushing. He's getting 62 yards a game, and that is Patrick Mahomes. And his over on rushing this week is 27.5. The strategy is if he's hitting that every single week and it's 40 less, hopefully, he'll pick that up for us. Minus 115, and they have to have a dub. So that's where we're at with that.
So I didn't pick it this week, but I love the QB rushing stat category for non-traditional rushing QBs. I think we picked it up Thursday with Baker, outside of the pod. And I think last week we had one or two, or JJ McCarthy. So these lines, this is a strategy I really like. Again, I didn't pick it up this week, but I think I might be using it in the future. Might be stealing it. Might be stealing it.
Roger.
So for my next one, I'm usually a positive guy. Not for this pick. I'm going to go with Josh Jacobs under 78.5 rushing yards. And that's at minus 111. I mean, they just held Derrick Henry to 22 yards. The Cleveland defense is good, at least versus the rush. So, I mean, I don't see any problems. Green Bay certainly doesn't have any problems airing it out. I mean, I think Jacobs struggled to get this line versus the Commanders. So, I think the Cleveland's defensive line is a little bit better than ours. I think they can hold him in check.
All right, for my next pick, I'm going to go with McCaffrey over 70.5 rushing yards at minus 112. He's been getting a ton of work, but he hasn't had like that huge breakout run or breakout game yet, and I think it's going to be coming for McCaffrey this week. I think he gets a couple big runs against the Arizona team that doesn't scare me at all.
I like it. What did Chuba have versus them? I think he had a decent game, so anyone can do it.
He had some garbage time for sure. He seems to be getting a lot of garbage time this year.
Well, that was the thing. I mean, that's one of the reasons I picked him up in fantasy is because the Carolina, even if they're losing, they'll still run the ball.
Yeah.
It's the one running back on a crappy team that you can rely on.
And he doesn't catch passes either, which is crazy that he's still a reliable guy.
Very true. I mean, he actually had 5 receptions for a touchdown last week, so
okay.
But not normally.
Completely wrong on that.
Not normally. You back there, Conrad?
Yeah, I'm gonna be so mad.
That last pick was CMC over 70.5 at minus 112.
All right, I'll double check all this when you guys text me afterwards. All right, last pick on the player side. What's up, Jamie?
I was just going to say Jacobs was under 78.5.
Okay.
At minus 111 as well.
Okay, I'm going to get this last pick out here, and then we'll move to touchdown just in case I get lagged out again. Same strategy, a guy that's just been crushing it, going way over his number, and then they have it missing by 50 yards. And I'm back to maybe he'll be my guy again this year. Travis Etienne, his rushing plus receiving is at 75.5. That's at minus 115. He's averaging 122. The game that they have this week is supposed to be somewhat competitive, and he's already been crushing that every week. So whether it's receiving, whether it's winning and rushing, I'm going to ride him out again because he got me 2 wins last week. And that's all I got to say about that. All right, so we'll move over to the touchdown parlay. We are doing well with the picks. We're 4-2 on the season, so we've been 2-1 each week, but we haven't hit the full parlay yet. First week I messed it up. Last week Jamie messed it up. Hopefully we hit it this week, or maybe we'll pass it the baton to Stone and he can miss it this week. But anyway,
Hopefully not. We're hitting
I'll
it
let
this
you
week.
guys go first, and then I will go last.
Stone, take it away.
Lag out.
Since
All
he
right,
just put that juju on you.
I think this game's
Maybe I already lagged out.
the second highest over/under of the week, and I think CD Lamb's gonna get a touchdown, and that's at minus 110. I don't think he's got one this year, or maybe he has. I'm not sure, but he's gonna be scoring.
I don't think so. Let's see.
What is it?
We're waiting. CD Lamb, did you get that, Connor?
Minus 110.
No, is that for Stone?
Yep, minus 110. Get that in
He
quick.
does not have one yet this year. I've bet him both first 2 games. He has not had a touchdown.
So it's time.
So, all right, minus 110 on that. Jamie, what about you? It's time.
Bucky Irving, minus 125. Versus
Okay,
the Jets. The Bills just had a ton of rushing TDs last game, so.
I can't believe they gave White the goal line carry.
All right,
that Monday
and
night.
then I've been on
Oh, I think we lost him.
the
Of
team
course, right?
that-
We'll see him type it.
All right, can you
We'll
hear me
see him
now?
type it.
You're back.
All right, we'll go quick. So I think J.K. Dobbins is the guy that's going to get the touchdowns. R.J. Harvey's not going to be the guy. I've been on R.J. Harvey every week. I'm going to switch that over to Dobbins. That is at plus 135. That would make our touchdown parlay plus 700. And so when we cash that this week, we will be celebrating. I'm going to fix
That's
all my
just
shit for next week.
that's
I'm
great.
upset about that, and I will. Okay, I'm just gonna fix it for next week. You guys close this out, and then let me know when we're done.
That should be the thumbnail for this week.
Yeah, exactly.
I think there's some good picks. I'm excited. We got we got it rolling a little bit. We need to get some, some extra picks in the player props to really, have diversity, get some steals going. That's what always makes the pod.
Yep. I'm gonna
good.
turn it around this week. I'm the only one without an extra pick, so need to turn it around. Haven't won a player pick yet, which is very embarrassing.
That hurts a little bit.
All right, that's it. See you guys next week.